Shalom. I hope you all are doing well. I am blessed and I am back again with a quick video. In today's video, we're going to be looking into the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha is a selection of books which were published in the original 1611 King James Bible. These apocryphal books were positioned between the Old and New Testament. The word Apocrypha, which means hidden or secret, is used to distinguish biblical writings that are not considered authoritative from those that are. But who gave these wicked people the authority to remove books from the Bible and to say what books are YAH-inspired and which ones aren't? Here you see the list of books that have been taken out. 1st Esdras, 2nd Esdras, Tobit, Judith, Esther, Wisdom of Solomon, Ecclesiasticus, Baruch, Letter of Jeremiah, Prayer of Azariah, Susanna, Bel and the Dragon, Prayer of Manasseh, 1st Maccabees and 2nd Maccabees. Modern readers of the King James Bible may be surprised to learn that for the first 200 years of its publication, most editions of this well-known translation included the books of the Apocrypha. The question is, why are these books hidden, and why were they removed from the original King James 1611 Bible? Well, for one, many claim the Apocrypha should have never been included in the first place, raising doubt about its validity and believing it was not YAH-inspired, while others believe, such as myself, that it is valid, YAH-inspired, and that it should never have been removed. Before we make the decision that we aren't going to read these books, it is important that we investigate why they may have taken these books out. It is imperative that we do our own due diligence before we dismiss these books as not being YAH-inspired. When you begin to study these books, you will find out that they were taken out by these wicked people in order to replace them with their own religious doctrines. If you haven't read any of these hidden books yet, I'll help you get started on your journey. In 2nd Esdras 13, Yahuwah gives Esdras detailed visions and speaks to him directly about the last days. I'm going to provide you a good example of why they took these books out. As we read 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, starting at verse 14, you're going to find out that what Yah tells Esdras about the end days doesn't fit in with religious doctrines about the rapture. You see, the church teach the false doctrine that people who call themselves Christians and believe in Jesus will be raptured out of the tribulation period. Well, let's see what Yah tells Esdras about the last days and what it means to be taken or raptured. 2nd Esdras 13, starting at verse 14, expounds on the book of Revelations, in which was almost taken out of the Bible as well. So it says, "Thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou should receive my prayer. Show me now yet the interpretation of this dream. For as I conceive in mine understanding, woe unto them that shall be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that are not left behind." So obviously, those who were taken are going to be in much more danger and much more trouble than those who were left behind on earth. Let's continue reading to see if Yahuwah tells Esdras anything about being raptured out of tribulation. So far, it sounds like the people who are taken suddenly are going to experience a greater danger. Verse 17, "For they that were not left were in heaviness. Now understand I the things that are laid up in the latter days, which shall happen unto them and to those that are left behind. Therefore are they come into great perils and many necessities, like as these dreams declare. Yet it is easier for him that is in danger to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud out of the world, and not to see the things that happen in the last days. And he answered unto me and said, The interpretation of the vision shall I show thee, and I will open unto thee the thing that thou hast required. Whereas thou hast spoken of them that are left behind, this is the interpretation. So as we can see here, Esdras had a dream or a vision, and he's asking the Most High to interpret and tell him what this dream means in regards to what's going to happen in the last days. So in verse 21, the Most High is telling Esdras, since you want to know what this vision means, I'm going to tell you. Now, as we go on to 23, this is what the Most High says. He that shall endure the peril in that time had kept himself. They that be fallen into danger are such as have works and faith toward the Almighty. Know this therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead. And this is the meaning of the vision. So the Most High is very clear on this. It is better to be left here on this earth with the weather disasters, pandemics and plagues, death and destruction happening all around us than to be suddenly taken. And this is why I always quote Matthew chapter 24 and verse 13 at the end of most of my videos, because it says, he that endures until the end, those are the ones who are going to be saved. Those who keep his commandments and endure all these tribulations. So the Most High was telling Esdras that those of us who are here in the end times or the last days, that we should want to be left here on earth instead of suddenly taken, because the perils that are here on earth that we're going through are nothing compared to what they will be if we're suddenly taken. So now, after reading from the hidden book Esdras, we can now see why they removed this book. The pre-tribulation doctrine might be a popular belief, but more importantly, it is a satanic deception. There is no pre-tribulation rapture that will ever happen because it's not in the Bible. So now, those of you who have never read the Apocrypha, and those of you who may not even believe that it's Yah inspired, just with this small amount of information we learned today in the book of Esdras, we can now begin to question the real motives behind them removing the Apocrypha from the Bible. The information we learned today also gives us an idea as to why the church and cemetery schools reject these books. At the end of the day, whether you believe that these books are Yah inspired or not, before anything else, make sure that you are keeping Yahuwah's commandments to the best of your ability, while believing on the Hamashiach, Yahushua, who is the Word of the Most High Yah. After all, He is the image of the invisible Father, who came to take away our sins. And above all, we know that our very salvation ultimately is what's important. But in order to keep ourselves and endure until the end, we must have a clear understanding of Yahuwah's directions. We can't just reject these books because we've never been introduced to them before. We must at least consider what is true. Hosea 4 and 6 says that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, and because we have rejected knowledge, the Most High is also going to reject us and our children. Then Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3 says that we won't even consider biblical truth. Instead, we are quick to reject it without doing our due diligence. The question is it more important for you to think that you're right, or be prepared with Yah's truth, in which offers eternal salvation? This concludes my message. May Yahuwah bless you and keep you and your family safe in this dark hour. Keep Yahuwah's commandments to the best of your ability and believe on the Hamashiach. Remember Matthew chapter 24 and verse 13. He that endures unto the end, the same shall be saved. And until my next video, Shalom.